Hello and welcome to the debut episode of No Misses Sports and Gaming channel. Today we'll be looking at day one of free agency and my top most impactful signings. We had De'Aaron Fox with a 5-year, $163 million re-signing with the Kings, and from what that tells me is that the Kings are fully committed. And I would give this it's the guy's it's the guy's second contract. So it's not that very impactful. Um, Tells me that he's gonna be there for 5 years. He's gonna be stuck there for 5 years, and not that really much. Not on a very really good successful team. So I give it. I mean that A. It really doesn't. It's just hard to tell because it's the Kings, and the Kings are like a shit show. We have Gallinari, 3-year, $161.5 million going to the Hawks. They're just getting more help. They signed Chris Dunn earlier today, and they're just really just getting more help for Trae Young. It's a good signing. More shooting. Wonder they're gonna be very big if they're gonna have Gallinari start at small forward because they have John Collins, or they could stretch out John Collins to the 5 and Gallo to the 4. But it's never too bad to have shooting on your team. So with even more shooters. So I would give this a pretty good, decent B plus. Plus he's also a decent playmaker, which could also get the hands out of them. But next grade we have is Jeremy Grant. I would give this a C plus. He's a good player, but on a 3-year, $6 million contract to the Pistons, he is definitely cashing out. Is he gonna live up to this contract? Probably not. That's 20 mil. That's 20 mil a year. But you can't blame the man for cashing out. You gotta get his money, and he's going to the Pistons, which have also made a few signings, but it's really not been that good, you know. Okay, so we have Montrezl Harrell from the LA Clippers going right around the corner to the Lakers for a 2-year, $19 million contract. What do you want to say? The rich keep getting richer. What I say? Harold is a good roll man, decent defender, good switcher. He had not a good bubble, but he wasn't really in shape because he wasn't really at the eight game regular season or preseason that they had. So yeah, I he's a good player and 6 man of the year. He has proven that he's a good player. The thing is, can he prove during the playoffs, or what the equivalent of this year's bubble will be? So I would give this a good, I don't know, probably a good B plus. And then here's Christian Wood from his previous team, the Detroit Pistons, and he has signed with the Houston Rockets for 3 years and $41 million. I feel like this would be a pretty big impactful trade. I think they're realizing he's 25, 24, 25, young player, still has a lot, is kind of a major risk, not to lie. But Christian Wood is a good, decent player that the Rockets could go either way. He could play with James Harden. He could play with Russell Westbrook if they stay there, or if they trade Russell Westbrook to Washington for John Wall. I feel like they're exact same player. I think Russell Westbrook just a little bit better than John Wall, but we'll talk about that another day. But I think that this is a good trade. They were able to free up cap space to sign this with Robert Covington. So yeah, they also acquired draft picks for some recent trades. But I wouldn't be too surprised if they come into the year with just Christian Wood as their only like real big time star. But it's still risky because he only played like at least 20 games and he put up good stats. But yeah, it's very hard to see this coming to fruition with this roster with James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Christian Wood, PJ Tucker, and Daniel House. I think that would be starting at small forward. But yeah, so don't for that will be the top 5 impactful day 1 free agency signings for me. Overall, I gave De'Aaron Fox a B. Nothing too exciting. Gallo, more help for Trae Young. They've also signed Chris Dunn and a few other players that have forgotten my mind, but I'd give that a C plus. No, not a C plus. I'd probably give that a B plus because just more help for Trae Young shows that they're willing to commit some type of resources instead of just building through the draft. They got Jeremy Grant for they got Jeremy. I'd give this a C plus at the most, just because I don't think he's a good D&3 player, and I feel like for D&3 player, you need to just get paid probably like 12 mil at the max, maybe 14, 15, in my opinion. Just because unless you're not like Klay Thompson that shoots like 40% from 3, or you have that one special trait just exactly like Klay Thompson, then I don't think you should be making 20 mil a year, just in my opinion. Harrell, ring chaser contract, not surprising. Rich get richer. That means basically they're gonna have AD playing the 5 next year, or have Harrell coming off to the 4. Also makes the Clippers weaker, which is not good for Kawhi and Paul George, or the whole entire Clip organization for the next probably 10 years, and puts them in a very Nets 2000 mid 2010s format. It's either win or bust for them. Christian Wood, decent signing. I'd give this a B plus, just in case, because he would get his shots up if James Harden decides to leave and Westbrook, and they'll just start rebuilding from Christian Wood, which I mean isn't a bad piece, but they also don't have their pieces due to Daryl Morey, but they went all in. So that's my top 5 most impactful free agents this year and of day 1. And make sure you guys subscribe and comment. See you guys later. Hope you guys subscribe and comment, and hope you guys have a good day.